Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run through of Legacy of the Duelist. And in this episode, because it took us effectively 2 entire parts in order to take down a Playmaker versus Varis, and we still lost, we're switching over to slow burn in order to do, well, Playmaker versus Varis, because that's what we always do. We depend on slow burn in order to get through the difficult challenges. And, this duel goes very well for us, yeah. Because you see, one of the problems that Varis has for his deck, although he definitely should have used Dragon Shrine in order to send another rocket monster, because he sent a normal monster, so he could have sent 2 monsters with Dragon Shrine there. But one of the problems that Varis has is the fact that although he can bring up very large monsters relatively easily, the monsters that he brings out very specifically are devoted to having either protections or interruptions for other monster effects. So, let's say for instance we happen to have, a bunch of effects that inflict damage via not monster effects, like, I don't know, Zoma the Spirit, or Tremendous Fire, or Secret Barrel, that
barrel
kind of stuff.
Behind the door.
I don't think Varis understands how burn damage actually works in that instance, but
yeah, well, it's more like it's not quite like a triangle. It's more like a bit more yes or no. Binary, if you will, 1 or 0. Are you doing monster damage or are you doing burn damage? Those are the only 2 sources of damage in the game. Is either you're getting attacked by a monster or you're being hit by an effect card. Like Lava Golem. Lava Golem is an effect card. It also happens to have
Lava Golem is an amazing effect card here, Mr. Cloud. So this is how. Oh no, I was mistaken. I thought.
And then ram it with the 2 Zomas, and then we would
both of our.
And then we put them in mate for 2. Yeah.
Into it, but we decided not to.
Do your worst.
Specifically, now that you have 1,000 life points
lost
left.
1,000 life points.
No, he's got 1,000 life points left.
Foolish person. You've activated my trap card, and you already knew I was going to. Yay.
Oh look, Mecha Bunny!
Bunnies.
Isn't that fun, Mr. Cloud?
Yep, because now all we have to do is just end our turn.
No. Reset the Mecha Bunny just in the event that he's got the ability to use something like Offerings to the Doomed.
Come on, Mr. Gerdat. Everybody knows that Offerings to the Doomed is one of the worst removal cards ever put in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it makes you skip your draw phase.
Yes, but it can kill your own monsters.
There was a time when I would have agreed with you that is indeed a good thing, and then come to realize, no, I think skipping the draw phase is a terrible cost for using any card.
Well, if
that's
you're
why
going to
very
win the
few
game
cards.
off of
Oh yeah, sure. If you win the game, you don't have to draw any cards if the game's over because you only ever have one opponent in a duel.
All right, so Blood Sheperd. This is an interesting character because the actual deck that he's running, we don't get to see played here. The anime version of Blood Sheperd's deck is specifically a bunch of high-tech drones that cannot be negated, and if you attempt to negate them, they get additional effects. You can see why this archetype has not been printed.
Blood Sheperd is a little too metal for Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, not Blood Sheperd's name. The deck that he would be piloting in the anime.
Right, he's brainwashing, sort of. Oh,
no, Mr. Cloud. If you were to attempt to print a card that cannot be negated, and if your opponent attempts to negate it, it gains additional effects. How many arguments do you think that will actually cause on the player's table?
I suppose, one sure way to determine if a card is not balanced is if you try using it against a mirror of itself and see what would happen. It strikes me that you'll be dividing by 0 at that point.
So I think, yeah, we go into Cyber's Gadget here. Oh, yeah, because we add Cyber's Gadget here in order to dodge the MST. And then, during Sheperd's end phase, well, rather during our standby, that, yeah, silent back door brings back our RAM clock.
Out my back door.
So, another interesting thing is, at this point, a Playmaker is actually trying to run a bunch of different special styles of monsters. Like, he's still leaning very heavy into Cybers as a type and a theme. However, at this point, they give us a Playmaker not only a Cybers ritual monster, but I think he also gets a specialized Cybers Exceed monster. I don't think he's got Firewall Exceed Dragon yet.
You know,
but
I
he's
just realized for the first time that both Link monsters and ritual monsters are blue-colored, except that
but not only are Link monsters locked to the extra deck. Yeah, see, now he's got a fusion monster with Cyber's Clock Dragon. Not only are Link monsters locked to the extra deck, they are also a brighter shade of blue than the ritual.
Ritual monsters are more cerulean, and Link monsters are more aquamarine.
I would go so far as to say that Link monsters are more navy, as opposed to the faded blue, like Robin's Egg.
In the navy,
that ritual monsters are.
Great Fly.
So, in replacement to the drone deck that Blood Sheperd runs in the anime, here he's running Mecha-Phantom Beasts. Are you familiar with the Mecha-Phantom Beasts, Mr. Cloud?
Do a barrel roll!
Not only are they mechanical, they are ghost planes. Yes, they also had the Star Fox reference,
freaking
and it's an
funny.
Omni-Negate. But yeah, they are ghost planes, and they are specifically ghost planes because every single one of the Mecha-Phantom Beast main deck monsters and their extra deck boss monster at this point, because I don't think Concordia exists yet, have the ability to summon Mecha-Phantom Beast tokens, and those tokens gain levels. No. The monsters gain levels equal to the number of tokens that you have out times 3. They gain 3 levels.
So you're
per
trying to
token
make like a level 12 something or other.
No, because they actually have odd numbers of levels, because it usually goes 4, then 7, then 10. And what you specifically want is 7 in order to go into Dracosac. Thing is, I don't think Sheperd ever brings out Dracosac against us, so we never had to actually worry about it. But yeah, Mecha-Phantom Beast Dracosac is, to this day, one of the most powerful Ixies monsters ever printed, and it is extremely powerful in the Reigns era because of its ability to generate tokens. Now, why is that on its own really powerful? Well, the ability to generate tokens on its own allows Mecha-Phantom Beasts as an archetype to effectively climb into the most dangerous generic Link monsters, simply because a majority of the more dangerous generic Link monsters only require additional monsters, not additional effect monsters. So, one of the big things that you can do with Mecha-Phantom Beast Dracosac is actually go into, Firewall Dragon, just by having it out and one other monster. One of the big things that I like to do with Mecha-Phantom Beast Dracosac is actually use it to go into Crusadia Knight Aframax. And the reason I have the ability to do that is because the Mecha-Phantom Beast tokens can be used for the generic Link summons for IP Masquerena and Link Spider, allowing me to get into a Link 4 very easily. Link Spider is supposed to be in Playmaker's deck. I'm not sure if it's here now, but it's supposed to be. And IP Masquerena is not supposed to be in Playmaker's deck because IP Masquerena comes out after the end of the Reigns anime. No. One of the smaller problems that has come up in modern Yu-Gi-Oh time is the fact that the anime that we have gotten for Yu-Gi-Oh specifically have been tied to Rush, and Rush is not a format of play that is actually supported TCG side. So yeah, we don't get to play with all the really cool Rush cards and Rush art. I've not actually experienced all that much of Rush Duel myself, but I have been told multiple times by people that want to play that it is just that the card formatting specifically is significantly better than normal Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is not necessarily a better form of play than normal Yu-Gi-Oh! But it is a worthwhile different experience.
So Rush implies that it's a faster kind of game?
It implies it. It's not, but it implies that it's a faster kind of game. Rush Duel is actually significantly slower despite the fact that more cards are being thrown around. One of the generic rules that I can go over for Rush specifically is that you open with only 4 cards in your opening hand. However, during your draw phase, you refill your hand to 5 cards every turn.
Basically,
so it makes discard effects from classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Extremely powerful. One of the more powerful spells in a Rush Duel specifically is Magical Stone Excavation, because discarding 2 cards isn't really a cost if you're just going to recoup.
I can think of a bunch of cards that would definitely be supported by a format like that, like Regeki Break.
Okay. So, we have officially reached the breaking point of the Vrains campaign, Mr. Cloud. This is Soulburner. Soulburner runs an archetype called the Salamangrate, herefore abbreviated as Salad. The reason why this is abbreviated as Salad is because Salamangrate is honestly one of the most consistent Cybers archetypes ever printed, to the point where with a single copy of Gazelle, you can go into the archetype's signature Link 3 monster virtually every single turn, repeatedly, forever. And you are supposed to do this on purpose. This is partially why we have an additional. This is partially why we have 15 parts left of this playthrough, because pretty much every duel that we play with or against Soulburner is extended by upwards of 2 minutes, because in this extra deck is our big problem. Salamangrate Heat Leo. Heat Leo has a summon animation. Heat Leo gets summoned 2 times every time it's 2 times it's on the field. The summon animations happen every time a monster gets summoned.
So this is not.
Can you see where this?
The problem is Legacy of the Duelist apparently backfired when they decided to put summon animations in for only very specific monsters. It's like, oh, gentlemen, we did not see this coming. Did you?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, they shouldn't have been able to see it coming for Vrains specifically, because Vrains didn't come out in Legacy of the Duels until way after release, like upwards of 2 or 3 years. This is technically a DLC expansion, as are majority of the other. I'm not entirely sure how much of the other campaigns are. I know classic Yu-Gi-Oh! I know that DM was in the original release of Legacy of the Duelist. I forget if GX and 5Ds were. I don't think that Zeal was, and I'm almost entirely positive that Arc V was not. So, call the Haunted to bring back Falco, and then this turn we should be able to just go into Heat Leo and start the pain.
The Jaguar.
Yeah, because we've got the Spinny, so what we actually want to do here is normal summon Jaguar, then use Spinny's effect to boost Jaguar to run over Holly Angel.
Spinny.
And instead we ended up summoning Spinny instead, so that we can go into Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf is honestly a really powerful Link monster. However, it's mostly powerful not for its stat line, but for its additional effect. The ability to effectively Rhoda anytime a monster gets summoned to the arrows that it's pointing to when it has extremely powerful arrows is fucking nuts.
For those of us following along, Rhoda refers to Reinforcement of the Army. A spell card that says, put a card from your deck into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. It's
Yeah, I think we actually want to go a mirror. Yeah, we want
Meerkat.
mirror in order to special summon it. So, okay. We activate the effect of Gazelle and the effect of Sunlight Wolf. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna get Jaguar back so that we can summon it later. Oh wait, we've not used Jaguar yet, so we're gonna add Falco. Okay. Gazelle effect in order to grab Sanctuary. We sent it to the graveyard, but that's fine.
See, we find that it's a lot harder to get spell and trap cards out of the graveyard than monsters.
You would think that, but I have the ability to fetch that Sanctuary right now. Behold the powers of Salaman Great Heat Leo. After I'm done reading it, because I have to actually go.
Click on please work. Yeah.
Okay. It is actually a really good summon animation, to be perfectly honest. It's very well animated, and he does the dive bomb. It's really cool and interactive. Unfortunately, Heat Leo's effect doesn't actually work against field spells. Oh well. We can still run over Holly Angel.
Oh, you are like just like Holly Angel.
Now, I don't remember what the actual lyrics for that, but it's not Dolly Parton,
and you
right?
married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that.